Here is my review of the latest Doctor Who episode Lucky Day, both spoiler-free and spoilery, so I will give a warning when I'm about to start talking spoilers. In this episode, we are introduced to a man named Conrad, who met the Doctor when he was a little boy and now runs a podcast dedicated to sightings of the Doctor. As part of his podcast, he interviews the Doctor's previous companion, Ruby Sunday, and their relationship turns from professional into something more. But now Ruby has to save Conrad from a terrifying monster. I think the Doctor Who redacted BBC Sounds audio drama did the whole podcast dedicated to looking for the Doctor thing better, but I still really enjoyed Lucky Day, which is good because I hadn't been all that impressed with writer Pete McTeague's previous Doctor Who episodes. Lucky Day has a great twist, some meaty themes that it handles pretty well, and maybe one of Kate Stewart's best ever appearances. It was great to catch up with Ruby, and I loved seeing how her travels with the Doctor have affected her mentally and emotionally. A lot of screwed up things happened to her, so it makes total sense that she is not doing okay. I'm reviewing every episode of this season on all of my socials, so follow along on whichever platform you like best. Now I'm going to start talking spoilers, so if you haven't seen Lucky Day and you don't want spoilers, hit that favorites button and come back when you've seen the episode. For the rest of us, let's get into it. With UNIT being more public-facing in this era of the show, at some point they were going to have to deal with their public perception. And that public perception is largely being shaped by Conrad, who was rejected from a job at UNIT 8 years ago and now has dedicated himself to promoting a conspiracy theory that UNIT is lying about all the alien stuff to exploit the public. He only pretended to like Ruby to lure her and UNIT into a trap. While I don't think it's unreasonable to want more oversight of a heavily armed task force, Conrad knows that UNIT really does protect the Earth from aliens. But he wants to bring them down out of a desire to gain power, fuel his ego, and get attention, something that he was often denied as a kid. Again, I think a highly militarized organization like UNIT would warrant a lot of scrutiny if it existed in real life. But as someone who lives in the US, the themes of the episode felt incredibly timely, given the rise of right-wing conspiracy theories and misinformation about public services that have led to a lot of important services being dismantled in the name of rooting out fraud. I thought the Doctor showing up to lecture Conrad in prison at the end of the episode was a bit heavy-handed, given that the message of the episode was crystal clear by that point. But I'm also not sure the episode would have been as satisfying without a confrontation between them. It's notable that Conrad asks the Doctor if he's met Belinda Chandra yet, because Belinda was with the Doctor when young Conrad met him, and the Doctor reacts as though he doesn't know who she is. Which maybe clears up why the Doctor was looking for Belinda in the first episode of the season. He probably looked up Belinda Chandra, saw that she looks exactly like Mundy Flynn from last season, and became determined to meet her. But Conrad isn't trapped for long because the mysterious Mrs. Flood shows up at the end of the episode to let him out. Interestingly, she introduces herself as the Governor, which is a Time Lord name if I ever heard one. Previously, my best theory was that Mrs. Flood was the god of stories as part of the Pantheon, but now I'm leaning slightly more toward her being a Time Lord. So what did you think about Lucky Day? Let me know in the comments.